Alright, and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Fine, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, sunshine. It's actually quite cold, but the sun's warming me up. So I am ready today, smack 10 a.m. in the morning, the perfect time, the perfect light to start reviewing whiskies, right before lunch. You know, vitamin W. It's better than a salad. Today I'm going to review, so the first time, I said in my short yesterday, this is the first time I'm going to review a Blackadder Raw cask, let alone a Blackadder, any Blackadders. Thank you, Sonny, for importing these. So the Raw cask statement is basically the fancier part of Blackadder. The Raw cask means that they don't filter the cask, they just pour it straight in. You can see speckles of the charred barrel in there, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, is it really necessary? I guess what they're trying to tell you is that they're not interfering with the barrel, the whiskey. They're not fucking around with it. So it'll be interesting to try. And look, I'm going to be completely honest. Most of the time, Glen Moray is not something that would arouse me that much. But independent bottled Glen Moray, not to say it's a bad whiskey, I actually think it's quite good. It's very palatable, very easy to drink. But independently bottled whiskey, Glen Moray can be very interesting indeed. So this is non-chill filtered, no color. This was distilled on the 15th of May 1990. So yeah, 51.5%. And someone asked, or someone made a comment that why my bottles are so empty. Look, our club goes through a shitload of whiskey, okay? And after a session, we don't have much left in the bottles. So I put them in sample bottles so there's minimal to no air in there to make sure I preserve the flavor of the whiskey, because if you have them sitting around like this or like this for weeks on end, it actually fucks up your whiskey. By the time a month or 2 or 3 has gone, your whiskey is pretty much destroyed. So I like to preserve them. And so while I was away overseas, the club kindly preserved some samples. So here we go. Anyway, just to let you know why, you know, I've always got empty bottles and a little tiny bottle on the side. Anyway, as usual, I'm using the butt plug noser. Brown sugar syrup, quite fruity, slightly floral. Some raisins in there, not too heavy, but some raisins. Very nice on the nose. I'm trying to separate the notes. I'm struggling to separate the notes. It's a very pleasant nose though. Sweet, vanillin, some caramel, some sickly coconut. I'm thinking maybe this is a bourbon hogshead. I don't even know. I don't really care either. But I'm thinking maybe it's a bourbon hogshead. Anyway, it doesn't smell much of sherry in there. So if there is, then I'm getting a slight steeliness and metallic nature to that nose. Baby talc. And I'm getting a soapiness. I'm getting a slight soapiness on the nose there. Crisp green apple. Actually, crisp green apple and bruised red apple. Or maybe bruised green apple. Maybe let's say bruised green apple. A hint of menthol. A hint of eucalyptus. Let's wait for that chopper to get lost. Alright. Doesn't really matter. Menthol, eucalyptus, green apple, a slight leatheriness, cedar wood, unburnt tobacco, The cedar wood is quite strong. A little bit of pine resin, but cedar wood. Like when you open a humidor, but it hasn't had tobacco in it yet. But very steely, slight minerality. Very pleasant nose, very pleasant nose. Okay, let's get sipping. 51.5, very mellow. Oh, okay, now there's a fire. A little bit of fire there, but not too much. Unripe apricot. It's quite citrus forward. Lemon rind, but sweet, on the sweet end of lemon. Sugar syrup, lemon juice, lemon rind, citrus oil. The mouthfeel is very substantial. Wow, that's beautiful. The mouthfeel is very substantial. Coats the mouth. Unripe apricot. The cedar is coming forward. Some freshly tanned leather. And that's delicious. Packs a punch. But the mouthfeel is fantastic. I'm tasting a faint hint of incense. You know when you walk into an Indian supermarket and then they're always burning incense in there. I'm getting some of that. Like there's this particular incense in a blue and white box called Nag Champa. I know it sounds weird, but it smells like that. It tastes like that in the air. That's because when I walk into a place, the first thing I do is lick the air, you know, and taste the air. Yeah, that's right. But no, seriously, it's got a little bit of a perfume to it. The cedar wood is coming through. Vanilla, sickly coconut. Candied ginger. White pepper. Beautiful sipping whiskey right there. Beautiful sipping whiskey. Breakfast of champions. For an old whiskey, there's no funkiness to it. I'm not getting much funkiness to it. The aftertaste is relatively clean. That's probably from the bourbon cask. Like I said, I don't know if it's a bourbon cask. I'm thinking it is, but it's relatively clean. I'm not getting that sulfuricness from sherry cask or sherry butts. Relatively clean on the palate, but lingering on the palate. Long finish, but clean, if that makes sense. Like I'm still tasting it now. I'm still salivating. That is... Oh, it's warming me up. Warming me up. I'm getting a slight resin note to it. I'm trying to put my finger on. I don't know what it is. But I'm thinking like a fresh... When you go into a dollar store and you've got that smell of the faint hint of plastic from the, you know, just fresh plastic, a little bit of that. And I know it sounds fucking weird. It's not meant to be a bad thing. It's just getting a little bit of note. I'm just using my taste memory. There's an overripe fruit in there I cannot put my finger on. There's an overripe fruit I can't put my finger on. But look, nevertheless, this is my first Blackadder, let alone a raw cask statement, and it gets the green buzzer from me, the golden buzzer from me. I'm excited to try more of this because we try to buy this in our club as much as we possibly can when it does come. It's not frequently that they do arrive in New Zealand because obviously the competition in the world is quite big, but Sunny, the distributor, generally gets these bottles in. So I think we're going to go for them as much as we can. Fantastic. I'm very impressed with it. I don't know what the raw cask actually does except for the fact that I can see black speckles in there, which one could mistake as pepper. Yeah, there's bits of shit in there. But yeah, look, I mean, I kind of like that. It gives it a rustic feel, but at the same time, I think it's probably their marketing that's doing it. But hey, that's good, that's fine. Something unique, something different. You know, it definitely does give it a different feel, for sure. And I do like the label as well. Nothing overly fancy, just an elegant white. I must say I'm very impressed with my first Blackadder review and first Blackadder that I've tried at that. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Cheers. Oh, wow. Sip out of this one. Cheers.